Hi, Kendall. Thanks so much for your question. So I'm just going to try and explain simplifying fractions a little bit. And on this page, I've gotten three different fractions written on here. So when we're looking to simplify something or a fraction, we're trying to write it in its simplest form. So we're going to get to a point where we can't make it any smaller than it already is. So if we look at 18 over 36. What we're going to do is we're going to look for the HCF. Let me write it over here. The HCF, which is the highest common factor. The highest common factor. And what this will do is it will allow us to have one number that is common in both 18 and 36 that we can divide that whole number by to get a smaller number. Now, if we look at 18 over 36, we know that 18 actually goes into 36 twice. So what we'll get here is 1 over 2. But that might not be that obvious the first time we look at it. So what we can do rather is we can look at which number can divide into both 18 and 2 into 36. It doesn't necessarily have to be 18. We do know it's 18 now, but we can start with the smallest number. Let's say, for instance, 2. We can look at 2 and see if 2 divides into both of them. So we can go 18 divided by 2 and 36 divided by 2. That'll give us 18 divided by 2. That'll give us 9. And 36 divided by 2, that will give us 18. And if we're looking at this number, then we know that we can actually divide it again. I think this time we can possibly divide it by 3 maybe, and that will give us a smaller number because we can still divide it again. So if we divide 9 by 3 and we divide 18 by 3, what we're going to get is 3 over 6. 18 divided by 3 would give us 6. And then if we look at the number we have, 3 over 6, we're still not quite done because there is still another number that we can divide into 3 and 6. So we can divide it again by 3. So we're going to have 3 divided by 3 here and 6 divided by 3 over here. And that's going to give us 3 divided by 3, that's 1. And 6 divided by 3, that's 2. And there we have it. Our answer is also a half. And you'll notice, if you look at the numbers that we've actually used here, we've got 3 times 3, which will give us 9, times 2, which will give us 18. So we've actually divided 18 by 18 from the numbers that we see here on the top, and that's given us 1. And we've done the same at the bottom because we've divided exactly what we did on the top the same way we did on the bottom, and that gave us 2. So we can try the same method with 24 over 16. We can try that again, and we can look at dividing it by a number that's going to go into both these numbers. Let's say maybe in this case 4. 4 goes into both 24 and 16. So we can divide both of them by 4. 24 divided by 4 and 16 divided by 4. 24 divided by 4, that's going to give us 6. So we're going to have 6 divided by 16 divided by 4, that's going to give us 4. And if we look at this number, we're not quite done because we can still divide it by something else. This time we can divide it by 2 because 2 is going to go into both of these numbers. Then we can divide 6 by 2 and we can divide 4 by 2, which is going to give us 3. 6 divided by 2 is going to give us 3. And 4 divided by 2 is going to give us 2. And now we're not going to find a whole number that's going to divide into both. Or we could have written 24 divided by 8 and 16 divided by 8, because 8 would be the HCF. It would be the highest common factor. So it would be a number, the biggest number that could go into both 16 and 24. And if we divided 24 by 8, we would have gone straight to 3. And if we divided 16 by 8, we would have gone straight to 2. So we wouldn't have had to do everything here in the middle that's in blue. We would have gone straight to the answer. So we can try the same thing over here. We can also look at this one, 9 divided by 27. And we can look for a number that's going to divide both of these numbers. And in this case, we can use 3 maybe. We can try 3. Let's try 3. Divided by 3 on the top and divided by 3. So 9 divided by 3, that's going to give us 3. And 27 divided by 3, that's going to give us 9. So we're not quite done because I still can divide 3 over 9 by another number. I can divide it by 3. So I'm going to have 3 divided by 3 and 9 divided by 3. And this is going to give me 3 divided by 3 is going to give me 1. And 9 divided by 3 is going to give me 3. And now I definitely can't simplify it anymore because the only number I can possibly divide by 1 would be 1. So this is the simplest form of this number. So you can try it with 40 over 32. And what you can do is you can either look for the HCF or you can look for the smallest number that's going to go into both of them, and that's going to take you to the right answer if you just keep dividing until you can't divide anymore. I hope that makes sense. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to send them our way. We can help you with those. Okay? Bye.